poetry. I've been painting and making art for 25 years plus. I set up my atelier portrait studio gallery 7 years ago in picturesque Greystones village, where I specifically came to paint portraits through commission and paint the local coastline that I love. It's been quite a success story here. Portraits from locals and also commissions. Okay, what's happening today is Gillian, photographer for the National Gallery, is coming over to photograph these paintings from the train station. They were commissioned by the Greystones 2020 committee to adorn the train station. They're a history of Greystones, of writers, painters, intellectuals, and Gillian will be coming over. We're hanging around waiting for her at the moment. She's coming over and we're going to bring them over to her little studio that she set up. These are 9 of the 18 paintings that are going into the train station. These 9 are going to be photographed today and blown up to twice the size, and they're going to be put on the platforms on either side. And the list of people they are all Greystones characters who either lived here or were born here. And it's starting off with Michael Collins, who was here, stayed in a hotel here the day before he was executed, and he left his Bible here. It was auctioned recently for 3 or 4 grand. There's John Millington Synge, who lived here for a while. Jack Yates, who convalesced here in the hospital after his nervous breakdown. Ronnie Drew, who lived in the Burnaby. James Kennedy, who lived here and he wrote The Teddy Bear's Picnic. Nora Holt, which is a very famous writer and feminist. Sam Beckett, who we all know, his cousin lived here, and he lived in Fox Rock and he used to spend a lot of time here, and he lived here on the seafront for a while. And Geraldine Fitzgerald, a famous Hollywood actress who lived here, was born here. And James Farrar, another actor, Hollywood actor, who lived and resided here in Greystones as well. And it's documenting basically the history of Greystones, its intellectuals, actors, poets, singers, and it's going to be amazing. So you're
Judy's just running a bit late, sorry, she got stuck behind some traffic on the M50, so she's on her way now anyway.
Okay, that's no problem. I was just checking to see if it was if you were okay for this morning.
Yeah, sorry, no, I'll be over. Do you know what? I'll come over actually because I'm literally just here. I'll wait for her to come just because I've opened up the theatre here. So.
Yeah, no, just wait. No, there's no rush. I was just checking to see roughly what time we were coming over. That's all.
Yeah. No, perfect. That's fine. Super duper. We'll see you in a few minutes, hopefully.
Oh, oh, you're coming over yourself now, are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna come over as well. Yeah, I'll come over and help her. The more hands there.
Oh, yeah.
Carry them over.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Alright, cheers.
Okay, Nikki, talk to you then. Bye.
Perfect. Hi. Gillian, Tom, Gillian. Perfect. That's a lovely size.
Some of them are slightly different size, see?
Yeah.
It's a different canvas.
Okay. Oh my god.
That's a nicer canvas.
That's the angle of the camera.
Yeah.
So then I do focusing, and then I just light it a little bit less on the right hand side because it's whiter than that end. So
She is an important one. Not that it's going to make a difference to you. But
She's a judge, isn't? Is she a judge?
Yeah, but she's the first female judge.
Ooh.
So
These would be lovely for on post for a set of stamps, wouldn't they?
They would, yeah.
They look really
Some of them anyway. Some of the once that quality is, they're going onto board.
So what I'll do is I'll give you a really good quality, a really good exposure. It'll be clean sharp, it'll be crisp. We'll have all of that. But then a printer could actually destroy or make it wonderful.
Yeah.
So that's why I advise you, if you can be there on the day that they're being printed, you can get a much better end result, whoever's doing the printing.
Yeah.
Because if you don't,
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're not going to know. They don't know what the painting looks like, but you do.
Yeah.
I put in, see that colour card there?
Yeah.
So I'll give you a set of images with that colour card.
Yeah.
And on the colour card you have got, to see here, that's sort of like cyan, magenta, cyan, magenta, yellow and black. So they're the 4 printers' colours that they use to print.
Yeah.
So they'll print it in yellow first, then they print it in pink, then they print it in the blue and then the black. So those colours build up to make this. And on the edge of the proof, you'll see, when you see the proof of your painting, you'll see a little row of those colours on the edge. Now these are actual process colours, so they should have a card like this, and they should look at their card and don't even look at your painting, but look at the card and make sure that these colours, that the yellow isn't orangey. Do you know what I mean? When it comes out of the machine, you want the yellow on the side of your proof to match that yellow. And if they match and the blue matches the blue, that means all of these colours will fall into place. So that's Ronnie Dew. He came from here as well?
Oh yeah, he lived in Burnaby. He was a staunch local. Everyone loves him, and his son still lives here. We had to basically ask his family permission to paint them because he's still around, you know, but they were delighted. And he was used, his image was used for the promotion to get funding.
Oh, that was brilliant.
And his family were all here. And his son, have you heard his son?
No.
His son has a big beard similar to him, and he plays same music, you know.
Yes.
Sounds like him. He's a show on here at the moment, actually.
That's
a homage to Ronnie, you know. He's playing Ronnie's songs.
That must be lovely to see.
You know. Now, we did John Minahan. Do you know John Minahan, the photographer?
No, I don't.
Well, he is probably, he's a huge photographer. He is like, I am that worthy photographer.
Yeah.
You know? And he photographed, do you see the photograph there of Samuel Beckett?
Yeah.
That's his photograph, you know.
Oh my God.
Now
So
he came to one of my shows and he wanted to meet me, and I was like, oh, John Minahan's here, you know. So I asked him to sit for me, and he does portraits himself, you know.
Yeah.
So he said, oh yeah, I'd love to sit for you. So he sat for me, you know.
And you did his portrait?
The guy wouldn't sit still for less than 2 minutes. He was up on the phone talking to his son, drinking wine, standing up, telling me stories.
Oh my God.
Drama, his arms in the air, you know.
So that would have been a nightmare. That would have been so hard.
Yeah, so I just did studies, you know. Took a few photographs and then worked from the studies and photographs. And that's generally the best way to do it, you know. It's always best to meet the person. In the hotel here.
Yeah.
In the Latouche Hotel for the week before he was killed.
Oh my gosh.
And his Bible, he had a Bible with him, and he wrote in the Bible, and he left the Bible in the hotel, or it was the hotel Bible.
Yeah.
And it was auctioned off about 5 years ago. I think somebody in Greystones bought it.
And this guy here, what's he called?
He's John Millington Singe.
He came from here as well.
I don't know if he came from, you see, it's not just that if they came from here, it's if they resided here.
Oh, okay.
Now I don't know how long he was here, but he has connections with it.
He's a famous playwright, isn't he?
He is, yeah. He's huge. Yeah, well, just over COVID. Had COVID for 2 weeks, but yeah, that's that done. We got it done in the theatre across the road from the gallery, the Greystones Theatre. She preferred to film it, to photograph them over there. It was a nicer space, a bigger space for her, and we could set them out easier for her to have a look at. She's a very accommodating woman, and she's very professional, but she's worked with some of the top Irish artists, you know, like Mick O'Dea and James Hanley, and she's also worked with the National Gallery, so she's like pretty good at what she does, and she was accommodating and explained everything to us, which was very interesting for this as well. And it's all done and dusted now. They're going to be sent off to print, and I'll have to proof them, I'm assuming. Now I've done many of a permanent public show, one up in Maherfelt and one in Sligo, and there's one in Enniskerry. There's one with the ICTWU. There's one in Paris. So I've done many a one, but this was, for me, this was one of the biggest ones, the biggest operation, because it's going to be very high end, very big on the train station, and I'm looking forward to it. And it'll be a lovely showcase of Greystones history for the commuters and tourists alike, and it'll hopefully bring a bit of colour and culture to the Greystones town, which is a beautiful town anyway. And so listen, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy it when it's up. It'll be up soon.